and welcome to today's YouTube episode. On today's sewing adventure I'm going to be talking all about mending, and I'm actually going to be showing you how to mend a hole in a garment on the sewing machine as well. So let's get started. I've been getting a few questions in my comments box about what I've been wearing on these clips and where I got the fabric from. So today I thought I would start by telling you what I'm wearing, and today I'm wearing the Nikko top by True Bias Patterns, and it is in a lovely pointelle fabric from Sew Me Sunshine. I'm also wearing the Tilly and the Buttons Cleo dungaree dress, and this is a lovely rifle paper cotton canvas fabric. I can't remember exactly where I got it from because I got it quite a while ago. So that's today's outfit. So today we're going to be looking at how to mend a garment on the sewing machine. And this is something I do quite a lot for my friends, I do it for my partner and also myself. So the hole that we're going to be mending today is this lovely hole in the back of my partner's trousers. You can see it there, it's quite a big one. The reason why we get quite a lot of holes in our clothes is because we cycle a lot, we both cycle. So the movement from cycling your bike eventually weakens the fabric in the seat of your trousers or jeans. So I do get a lot of mending practice, which is great, I really enjoy it. Another reason why we get a few holes is because we both do rock climbing. So you should be able to see a picture on the screen at the moment of me climbing, and then there might be another photo shortly after of me wearing my climbing gear. Now, the photo that you should be able to see at the moment is a photo of me at the top of a 30-meter climb in Chamonix in France. And you can see my foot in the photo, and you can see me looking down to the bottom. And if you stay tuned right till the end, you should be able to see a clip of me doing a warm-up climb at our local climbing wall. So I also thought today that I would show you some examples of mending that I've done on the sewing machine before. Now, this is a garment that I made from a curtain that I found in a charity shop. It is the Sew Over It Ultimate Trousers. And when I made the garment and I tried them on, I discovered that there was a little hole right here in the front, which wasn't ideal. So this is what the sewing machine mending looks like from the outside. You can see that I have just strengthened that section of the fabric by going up and down with a straight stitch this time. I suppose the straight stitch made it look less noticeable, and then going across as well. So that is how I machine mended this garment. You can see that I've also strengthened it by putting a piece of fabric on the inside, and that just gives a bit more strength to the fabric. Another example of mending I have done is a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now, I can't remember. I did this mending for my partner in his jeans, and you can see that I've used the light blue thread, and it's just, there was a hole just around where the pocket is there, and then I have used some denim on this side to strengthen it from that side. So that is another example of mending that I have done. So here are the trousers with the hole in the back that we just looked at before. This is the hole that we are going to be mending today. There are obviously lots of different ways to do things like mending, but this is the way that I prefer and the way that I'm going to show you today. If you have another way, that's great, you can carry on doing that, or you might even want to try this way to see how it works out for you too. What we're going to do is we're going to start by taking a piece of fabric to reinforce it with, and as this is quite a long, thin tear really, isn't it, or hole, I thought that this piece might be a good place to start. And what I'm going to do is, the hole comes to here. I just want to make this a little bit longer than the hole, so I know, yeah, that's perfect, that I will be able to cover the whole hole, and then I'm going to just chop it about here so that I get that coverage all the way along. Now I have chosen a denim, and that will just give this fabric the reinforcement that it needs. I think I might actually make this a little bit thinner so that it kind of is the same width, similar width. It doesn't really matter, no one's going to see it, it's just to provide strength to the fabric. Yeah, so as you can see, that looks like it is covering the length, and it will definitely be covering the width. So what I've done now is I have wound the bobbin. You do want quite a decent amount of thread on your bobbin because obviously you're going to be doing quite a lot of zigzag stitching, which does take a fair bit of thread, and you don't want to have to be doing that halfway through. And I am just about to thread my sewing machine. I have set my sewing machine on a zigzag stitch with a 1.4mm length and a 5mm width. And the reason why you want the width is because obviously the needle will need to catch the fabric from both sides initially, and it's good to have the shorter length, because then it will strengthen the fabric up even more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this strip of denim that we took from before, and I'm going to place it on the inside of the trousers where the hole is. And I'm going to line it up best I can. Remember, we cut this piece of fabric a bit longer, so I've got some room to play with. I can hold it just a bit over where that hole was, and I'm going to line everything up, and then I'm going to put my machine needle down. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up. You can see, can you see? You can see. There's the denim underneath that hole there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, the best I can, to line that up and line it up with the hole or the tear so that the sides are almost overlapping. They are right next to each other. So the tear looks as if it is closed now. So just a bit of a close-up on that. You can see the denim's underneath there, and then I'm going to pull it down so that the tear looks like it's closed, ready to stitch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one line of zigzag stitching from the top to the bottom of the tear. So this is the point that we are at now. I will have to go over it quite a few more times, but you can see that just that first line of zigzag stitch has actually closed the majority of that tear. There is still a little bit of a hole here, but I will just go over that, and what I will do is probably go up and down this same seam, and next to this seam, I'll show you again at the end, about 5 or 6 more times just to really strengthen that up. If you have a look at the other side, you can see it's not perfectly centered, but it is perfectly fine. And by the time I've strengthened that up by going up and down a few more times, it will be absolutely fine to wear, and it will have strengthened that hole and mended the garment. So the mending is completely finished now, and I think in total it probably took me about 5 minutes from start to finish. So this is what it looks like now. The tear is completely gone. It's really strong. I'm pulling on it. It's not going to come away for quite some time yet. The inside looks like that. You know, it's the inside, no one's going to see it. What I might do in a while though is just trim a little bit closer down there to get rid of this excess, but that has really fixed that tear. It has completely gone, and these trousers are ready to wear again. So today I have obviously gone with the matching thread, but you wouldn't have to do that. Visible mending is really lovely as well, and you could even create artwork out of your mending if you wanted to, and it can add a really lovely detail to your garment if you wanted to use a contrasting thread or something like that. Mending is also a really sustainable process. So some of these items that I have mended might have ended up on a landfill site, and we know that that is not good for our environment. So by taking 5 or 10 minutes out of our day and mending these items means that we give the garments new life and we stop them from going to landfill and damaging our environment even more. And that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for coming along on this sewing adventure with me. I hope you enjoyed the mending and it has encouraged you to take things that you might have on your to-do pile and get them fixed up and ready to wear again. I also hope you enjoyed seeing some of the photos of me on my climbing adventures, which is another thing that I like to do in my spare time. I really appreciate all of the support that you have been showing my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel and if you could like this clip too. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you again here soon.